love it, dude. It sounds like you're hustling. It sounds like you're bringing the hustle, from Dubai all the way to here and then back to Dubai. I mean, tell me about that. What gets you excited to wake up every morning?
Beautiful. So it's a bunch of different things, but mainly vision is the main drive. A lot of people, and especially like young entrepreneurs, when they think of things, they start from where they are right now and think, how can I get there? The way I try to think about it is, I'm already there. How did I come up to this point? And kind of live every day to reach up to that potential. So every day there's a new challenge, and it's mostly obstacles that come up every day. I call myself like a problem solver.
Yeah.
But the main focus of it is that you learn a lot more through every obstacle than you do with every success. And through that, you keep on waking up every day motivated to tackle the next problem, the next obstacle, the next bump, and kind of notice your growth and introduce yourself to your new personality day by day.
Dude, Zaid, I love how you brought up like day by day. You keep saying day by day because it's very iterative. Growth is very iterative. My personal belief is that growth does not happen overnight. In fact, it happens incrementally, right? So, talk about, I'm curious to hear about your obstacles because I like to call them challenges, and I like to think of myself as a solutions engineer, so to speak. Maybe you can enlighten me. What's a obstacle or a challenge that you faced most recently that shaped and kind of put you in the right direction?
Beautiful. So it's actually been like a long journey ever since I moved to the States. I went to a year of college in Dubai at the American University of Sharjah, and I already spent a year of my life doing engineering and whatnot. And when I first moved here, they didn't take any of my credits when I got into college.
Really?
So I was hesitant.
From Dubai?
From Dubai, basically, although it's an accredited university and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I was faced by this bump, basically, telling myself, I'm gonna waste a year and keep continuing my education, or I can just move on, work, try to get certifications and whatnot.
I'm curious, bro. Sorry to cut you off because I'm kind of unfamiliar with how that works when you go to a university internationally and you come to America, because I went to school in Rutgers, which is in New Jersey, right? Is it like that for most people? Like, do a lot of people share your story of having gone to a legit university and then coming to the United States, it's not recognized?
So there's a lot of things that go within those bandwidths. I know a lot of people within my circle that did have to go through that, so it's not just me. It's just that I saw a lot of people that got demotivated and actually found it as a bigger obstacle than it actually is. But on the other hand, on the contrary, there's a lot more that actually pushed through it and continued and worked while making up for the year that they missed.
Sure.
And I can take myself as an example. At the time I was working at Apple Inc. as a genius, basically, as they call it, the Apple Store. I was also continuing my finance and information system degrees. So after the 4 years and after I actually received my bachelor degrees, it wasn't really a matter of, oh, did I lose a year? No, it's how did I live to the maximum potential that I was able to within the 4 years that I had to do again in the States.
I love that.
So it's always about looking at the positive side of things when you get a bump and being able to motivate yourself, because no one else will be able to do it for you.
Yeah.
There's one thing that I learned in this country is that never will you ever get a free lunch, and never will anyone try to do something that's good for you except for you. So you kind of have to go out and get what you need and follow your vision and goals, basically, if that makes sense.
Dude, it makes sense to me because you're speaking my language, right? I already have this mindset of I wake up and I already have my goals prepared. I know what I have to get after, right? So the second I wake up, I'm shooting for those goals. I'm curious, what is your messaging for somebody that is working maybe that 9-to-5 job, that is working in a position or they're in an environment that isn't stimulating them? The way that you're talking about, the way that we, stimulate ourselves, no pun intended, and the way that the people around us, build on top of us. How would you go about messaging that to the person and saying, listen, you can do it. You have it within yourself to do what you want to do. It's all about a matter of just doing it.
Right. The first thing, it's up to them to actually sit down with themselves. We can talk and we can try to motivate them and encourage them, but at the bottom line, it really goes down to what you want out of yourself. And as a person, you need to kind of see yourself in the next month, the next year, the next 5 years. Where do you want to actually be? Set short-term goals, set long-term goals, and kind of set a strategy on what fits your personality, on how you can achieve those goals. if you know Grant Cardone, he actually always, and today is actually the GrowthCon conference.
It is,
which
in
is
Miami.
all based, exactly. And I was supposed to be there, but because we got the conference here, I said I'd rather focus on my field. But he talks a lot about 10xing your goals. A lot of times we think that, oh, it's better to be realistic than to be a visionary. But I think the medium balance is the best way to go. If you expand your vision and your horizon to the maximum potential that you have, but then bound yourself with realistic strategies that allow you to reach those unrealistic goals, then you have a path for yourself, and there's nothing that will stop you from actually achieving those things.
Yeah.
And to that point, with a 9-to-5 and whatnot, it's always important to find, also Gary Vee, for example, I'm very big on those inspirational speakers and
Me
the
too.
motivationals. He always says, audit your 7 p.m. to your 2 a.m. What are you doing after your 9-to-5? Are you building the infrastructure that allows you to separate yourself from the remedial work and motivate and kind of make the brain cells move and action and like get actually growing and whatnot?
Sure.
And once you have the infrastructure set, then you kind of have the ability and the back pillow to fall back on if you want to leave the 9-to-5 and actually focus on your new career or your business or whatever your dreams are.
Yeah.
So strategy, 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 and vision, vision, vision are the name of the game for me, at least.
Interesting. So yeah, Grant Cardone, Gary Vee, Andy Frisella, like these are all entrepreneurs that are being very transparent about how they got where they are today, right? Tony Robbins is a great example too. Everything that they're saying, it's not so much that it's a lot of it seems to be like taken negatively in the sense that, oh, these guys are just spouting things out. Well, the matter of fact is, like, this is how you get where they are. You just do, and you do, and you do, and you pick up, and you keep doing. And I think there's a lot to be said about that kind of hustle and that mindset. You know?
100%.
Instilling that's the challenge, though. I tend to find that you can walk a camel to the water, but you can't force him to drink.
100%. I am all for that, because the final steps are always going to come back to the person who's involved in that growth process. A lot of people come and say, oh yeah, this is all motivational and inspirational talk, but at the bottom line, this is what actually incites the change within you. Hearing those experiences and seeing that any other human is able to do it, then why am I not able to do it? And that kind of is the push to actually find where the loopholes in your life is, and set plans to change those loopholes into actual advantages and positive pillars within your life that enhance your growth and enhance your development and allow you to actually go out and get what you want to do in life. And I can say for myself, I used to watch those videos. I was working a 9-to-5. I was doing school while working a full-time 9-to-5. It gets hectic. It's way easier said than done. But once you set your mind to it, there is absolutely no reason at all for you not to be able to do it.
I love that, bro. Honestly. So real quick, just to wrap it all up, if you had one message to tell someone directly, right? Whether it's that person that's working that 9-to-5, whether it's that person that's stuck in this rut, what would you say to them in less than 10 words?
Find someone that you look up to, and then tailor their path to your personality. And that's what will lead you to success.
It's fantastic. A little bit more than 10 words, bro, but you killed it.